Hello, 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 everyone. This is Angel Aviles with 30 Inspiring Women in 30 Days, brought to you by Living Firme, and I have a really, really awesome friend. She's actually one of my very best friends. Norma Cardenas has training as a social and emotional coach and is a certified hypnotherapist. For over a decade, Norma's growing consultation practice has provided her with the foundation to develop a unique personal development practice that has improved the quality of life for individuals, families, and communities. Along with her growing personal development practice, Norma has served as a consultant, liaison, or board member for a number of organizations, including the Los Angeles Unified School District, the Cesar Millan Foundation, Friends of the Family, Youth Speak Collective, North Shore Animal League, and Yale University. She earned her certification in hypnotherapy from the Hypnosis Motivation Institute with an emphasis on stress reduction. Her coaching certification from the Institute of Social and Emotional Intelligence, and is certified by the Chopra Center as a meditation teacher. Her experiences also include being a mother to 4, grandmother to 1, and happily married to her devoted husband, Congressman Tony Cardenas, for 25 years. My goodness, woman, I can blunder myself through your amazing credentials, and they don't speak to how much I adore you and exactly what you do when someone meets you in person. You're completely magical, and I hope that the people listening to this interview get even a fraction of a sense of that. You are an emotional wellness facilitator. You're also a successful marketing consultant, and you take your emotional wellness facilitation into every aspect of your life. And we always talk about how people find their purpose. And one of the questions I'd like to start off asking everyone that I do this interview with is, how did you get here? What was your journey like? Were there clues along the way? Tell us about your journey.
Well, first of all, I want to really thank you for, creating this venue. I mean, I saw your list of women, and I'm like, wow, I really feel privileged to be with you. It's so cool because, we're really close friends, and we do talk about so much stuff. But I really want to express to you that this is a very awesome thing that you're doing to help all of us keep reminding ourselves how awesome we are. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like attracts like, and because you are there, this is what you attract. So, we attract each other. So we just enhance what we have. We just, need that reminder sometimes to bring it out. So when you ask me about how I grew up, for me, let's see, I'm the oldest of 3. A little bit of background, I grew up with an alcoholic, and then I became a teenage mom, and thank God I had some good people along the way. I got remarried, and I have 3 more children. But, being a mom and taking care of all that, and then trying to find yourself when you grow up in a culture which, in my case, taught me that I'm supposed to be what everybody else wants me to be, and, identify myself by my children. So I was a mom, and then I would use the words like, only a mom, I was a mom, to give until you deplete, and then never really find room to explore what your passion is and things like that. Because I love helping people and love talking to people, but I never felt like I could be the one to do that since I didn't feel like I had it together enough. We just think that there's supposed to be this bar before you actually do anything.
I have run into that on so many levels. I think that we are so conditioned to think that we're not good enough, or we're not to that level, or we're not to that degree. So tell me what eventually got you over the hump to look at how do I pursue this?
Well, one of the things I'm actually privileged with is that my husband's actually a very big motivator. The way he works on his own career, I guess you could say, anything that he's put his mind to, he's pretty much achieved. Once I took some of that muck out of the way, I started seeing that, and he would always share that with me. So I really actually had that example around me as an adult, more in my later, like in my 40s actually. That's when things started turning for me. So it was that one rare opportunity where I ended up by myself and realized I didn't nurture myself around other people, maybe other women, other adults, enough to even know who to call for a cup of coffee or something. That actually sparked the thing, because back then it was more like self-help books and things like this. Like, you know what, I think I better get on this train to kind of figure out what I actually like, what I like to do, what is my passion. Because one of the things I realized that a lot of people around me are not that different. If I just ask you, like, what is your favorite color, you'll be surprised, like, a lot of people don't know what their favorite color is. I didn't. I never really thought about it. And if you had all the money and all your time accounted for, how would you spend 3 hours in a day? Like, how would you want to spend it? Even if it was service-oriented, what is the next thing that's not service-oriented? And people have a hard time thinking about it. And this is the kind of questioning that I had to do with myself, because then I started learning it from the more I read or the workshops that I went to, and bringing different perspectives on how I was limiting myself. And that's how I discovered that making time for little things that I liked actually started a momentum of being able to, at that time there's just no word for it, but I did share my experiences with people. And at that time I didn't know there was anything like a life coach. Somebody actually said, you must be some kind of like life coach. And I'm like, I just want to share. So the experience and the sharing resonated. And that's basically how I started, just the momentum and going that way. And once you start a momentum on doing things that you like to do out loud or make time for them, you find other avenues that you didn't notice.
I love that. And I also love that you were a person that appeared to have everything in order, and that you would be so intimidated to say, oh my gosh, I really don't have it together. I can't talk to people because I don't have it together. But from the outside, looking at your life, you had everything together. You have a successful marriage. You're married to a successful man. You have 4 kids. They're all great kids. You have a beautiful home. You take care of your family. You were responsible with your parents. On the outside, that's everything that, like, as a Latina, what else is there? You know what I mean? But what you describe is this need for more. And it wasn't necessarily even career-driven, because you weren't necessarily looking for a career as much as you were looking to make yourself whole.
Honestly, I was just kind of like, I need to feel better. I don't know why I don't feel better. And then on the outside, exactly what you said, it's like, I have this, I have that, I have all these things, but I'm not connecting with this. This has been more like, this is a job. And I don't know if I wasn't in gratitude. It's just, I didn't feel it in my body. I just didn't, And so it was more intellectual, like, okay, I understand that I'm lucky, but I'm missing that piece of feeling that gratitude, like really feeling it through my body. The more I did step out of the box to get different perspectives on how I take in information, and because of my hypnotherapy background, now I understand why I would look at things in a certain way. The more you know about yourself, the more you understand how and why the environment affects you and how people actually view you. And so the more you understand about yourself, the more you understand about the people that are around you. That's the kind of stuff that's really my passion now, is to be able to share that with people. And then the other, that it's also helped me a lot with my business, because as a consultant, and I'm fortunate that I get to pick and choose what clients to pick, because I like to have that match. I want to be excited also about what the client is looking forward to bringing out into the world. And if it helps people, then it's even better, because I feel good about it. That kind of training has helped me with identifying how I'm going to take in information and how other people take in information. And so when I have meetings and things like that, it's a good match. And so I like to share that with other people.
And I do love how initially you said that we attract one another when we were talking about how we have this friendship and how I attracted all of these incredible women in my life. I love that. I'll take it. If I'm an attraction magnet of amazing chingonas in this world, thank you very much. I'll take it. But
you are one of the few people that I know that are very, very accurate in manifesting what they want. And I remember early on, when we were just noticing all this stuff. But when we would even go back and forth with this topic about attracting and manifesting and things like that, it's true. We all have that part, right? But most of us are so conditioned or cluttered. There's so many layers to us, culturally, conditioned, societal, that we don't basically stop and smell the roses and pay attention to what we've attracted so that we see those opportunities and go in those directions so that we make our lives easier. But I've seen what you've done, girl. You've done it.
Yeah, I've had a pretty magical experience, and I love all that I've been given, and I definitely feel gratitude. I can totally relate to the idea of intellectually practicing gratitude. It's almost like the difference between studying religion and having a spiritual experience. It's just a different place.
Oh, totally different.
So just like you see me and you've seen the manifestation, and that's the benefit that you have when you have friends for a long period of time. Like, you get to witness where the thought was the thing, and then the thing is the thing.
Exactly.
So we've been able to see that in each other, and to see how you definitely manifest the clients that you want, like clients that are really, really in keeping with your values. I did want to talk a little bit about this last client that you had, if you want to share a little bit about that.
Oh my goodness. So my new client is Ozone Clean Technologies. And, it's not that, and I wasn't like really seeking it. I think that's how it usually happens, right? Like, you're not seeking it, like you're not seeking the boyfriend or the husband or the job or whatever, and you just kind of be like, okay, I'm going to start with where I'm at and what I have. But I also have learned that I kind of I want to put it out there and describe something that I would love to have an experience with. And I put it out there basically that I wanted to have a client that does have a passion for helping people, and that their products and or whatever service that they're providing is part of a bigger picture. And lo and behold, one conversation, I met this man, Alex Islas, who went to go check out his product. And the next day, I was already doing logistics, helping him to do a demo out in Puerto Rico. So this incredible product that he has actually kills bacteria in water. And the timing could not be any more divine than it is right now. He has other products, but this particular product in this space and time that I have now come into awareness with him, it is specifically built for emergencies like the one in Puerto Rico, where people do not have clean drinking water. And so in November, I helped him make sure that he got there safely and his equipment got there safely, and that he met certain people so that he can actually go and serve the inner communities with this product. And he did that, and it's wonderful. And this was all before he got the year-long study on this product by the UCLA Medical Health Center. And I really feel like it's something bigger than this. And I'm going to have a lot of fun actually being able to share this and being successful, making my clients successful, making myself successful, and helping other people at the same time.
And I just want to add my little 2 cents here. I was just reading today about how important it is to be mentally strong in the whole manifesting process. Like, you cannot be lazy in your understanding of your desire. you are in Washington and you see that there are all these bills passing that sort of don't favor environmental protection. And you could have had a turn for the worse, and you could have let that, throw you into a downward spiral, but it's almost like it didn't touch you because you know who you are, what you stand for, and where you want to go. And regardless of what's going on around you in whatever cyclones are happening, you continue to maintain this understanding that your relationship with the divine is set apart for your purpose. And it has nothing to do with anything that's going on outside of you.
Well, I think that one of the hardest parts to learn is that we really are made of energy. We create our own energy. We can either feed the fire of someone else's energy or, add your own energy, your own vibe, right? It's like when you go into it's part of a bigger source. Whether you call it God, whether you call it angels, we are made of part of a bigger source that also connects with the earth energy, which also connects with each other, right? So one of the things that I love about going into out-of-the-box learning is, like, for example, the law of attraction. So the law of attraction, my understanding for that is that the more I make sure I stay in practice of making sure that I'm in more of an alignment to my source, to my, to my heart, to my God, to my values, then I can get more things done because I will attract the same kind of vibe, just like I do with you, but I think that's one of the hardest practices for me, but it's been the biggest awareness of being able to forget the story that's going on out there. And I'm not saying I don't care. I care. But I also care to be part of the solution. I care about that more than I do about keep repeating the problems that are going on. I am literally once a month standing in the middle of the Capitol in Washington, D.C., feeling the vibe and the chaos that people around me are going through. And I have to, what I'd like to be is more a source of light because all of us have it, right? So when someone there who has been overwhelmed with the information that they have to work with, can you imagine the staff of congressional members who are doing the right thing? They're overwhelmed with the same repeat type of information they have all day, right? Because they live there, they work there, they're taking it in, and they are our resources for the rest of the country. So when I'm there, I really do like to be on my best game as far as making sure that I can be back in alignment. And, I'm not immune to any of this. We go in and out. But when you're in awareness of being in the practice of getting yourself into alignment, making sure you do fill that cup up about having better experiences, you will be more clear from the clutter and the stories and the news and all that stuff you're intaking. You'll have more time to see the opportunities that will move you forward. And the better you are, the better I am, then the better people are around that go into our path, even if it's for a moment. That's my personal opinion. But we need to get back to basics. Slow down all those news alerts that come on your phone. Join a yoga class or take more walks. Discover what grounding means, like take off your shoes, walk on a piece of grass, stop and smell and go into a body scan, a slight meditation, breathing awareness, things like that. Eating green foods, eating yellow foods, eating color in your plate.
Yes.
Cooking. Find what kinds of things did you like when you were a kid, somewhere around 10, 11, 12. Even if it was coloring, painting, you know what? Go get a coloring book. Do 10 minutes of coloring as a meditative presence, just to be present and to get back into the habit of feeling that. And you will be better for the next person that you talk to.
Mm-hmm. What a way to end this conversation with some practical ways to sort of get centered. So I super appreciate that. And for anyone out there that wants to connect with you, how can they find you?
They can go on my LinkedIn page or they can email me. Email me is good. Norma@normacardenas.com.
Excellent. You're also an amazing photographer. So I need them to at least catch up with you on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, so I have Instagram, and it's called What's Your Vibe. I have a fun page that I work on more on Facebook also. It's called What's Your Vibe. I like to put, hints and tips of wellness on there. And most of the photography I put on there is mine, and I like to take pictures. That's my point of view. How I capture the pictures of my point of view.
And it's a beautiful point of view, so thank you for sharing it with me in my real life and also with my virtual community. I love you very much.
I love you too. Thank you so much for having me.